if it isn't my favorite part-time security officer. Crime has slowed down since you started helping out, which is good for morale.
Has there been any fallout from the Terramorph attack?
The whole department is in the process of recovering, myself included. If I'm being honest, I still have nightmares of my team turning on one another. Things can be replaced and wounds can be healed, but building back that trust in each other is going to take time. Luckily, we've built a good culture here, and we hired some new recruits who were inspired by what you did. I've got faith we'll survive this.
Do you have any work? I've got time to help.
I do. Thanks to you, the spaceport is up and running again, which is good for commerce, but also for smugglers. We've received a tip that someone has been bringing in contraband into New Atlantis through the spaceport, and we need to investigate.
How are smugglers evading the contraband scan?
Well, technology-wise, criminals have always been one step ahead. No different now than it was centuries ago. Smugglers often have a fancy shielding or scan jammers that allow them to evade the checks. But luckily, we can still use old-fashioned detective work to track these criminals down.
I can find the smugglers for you.
Great. First, speak to one of the technicians over by landing pad B. Ask them if they've noticed any suspicious activity. Once you've gotten a lead, cross-reference their testimony with ship records over at Aegis. When you're done, report back to me with your findings.
Where can I find these spaceport technicians?
There should be a few working on the landing pads. If they don't know anything, move on to another. Right now, we don't have any good leads. But if anyone's seen anything, it will give us something to go on.
Can you tell me more about these ship records?
Remember that job you did for Agent Plato? I finally had a reason to call in that favor he owes us. I asked him to pull the names and cargo of every potential smuggling ship that docked in the last month. He said he'll have a slate ready for you to examine.
Okay, thank you.
See you later.
Yeah?
I'm investigating a smuggler and checking if you're seeing anything suspicious.
Can't say I have. When you work a job like this, you see so many ships. They all sort of blend together.
So you're hiding something.
Look, I'm just a port worker. My whole life would fit into one of these boxes. I've got nothing to hide. Now, if you don't mind, I got work to do. And if you do mind, tough.
Okay.
Excuse me. Something I can do for you?
I'm investigating a smuggler and checking if you're seeing anything suspicious.
It's about time. I've been telling my supervisor about that cargo ship for ages. I'm beginning to think he was ignoring me.
What's the name of the ship?
That's the problem. I don't really look at the ship names when I work, just the ID number granted for clearance. I think it was UC576B. I do know it's a cargo class transport, if that helps.
What about the ships is yeah, suspicious.
It's the way the crew handled the cargo. They were being way too delicate. The manifest said they were carrying potatoes, but I don't know what was in those crates, but it certainly wasn't that. Gotta go.
Thanks, man.
The viewer, I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to discuss the details of my division's work.
I was told you have a slate for me.
That I do, Captain. Sergeant Yumi said you'd be coming to pick it up. You've got good timing, too. I actually have a friend on a classified star station who sent me this list of potential smugglers the other day. Here you are. Given I owe you for the last job, I hope it serves some use.
If the intel is for the star station, will these records be useful here?
Yep. Every ship on that list has a route that goes through New Atlantis. Not surprising, given we're the biggest port in town. And if they're smuggling stuff there, you can bet your ass they're smuggling stuff here. Keep your eyes open.
Pure hydroponics potatoes.
Found those smugglers yet?
I've got information on the ship.
Is that right? Do you know the name by any chance?
Let me get back to you.
Of course. I'll be here.
What was it called? Notes? Anansi.
How's the investigation going? Is that right? Captain Enjai's ship. I think you might have hit the mark here. You had reports of their crew being less than professional on several occasions. Still, being a little rough around the edges isn't exactly a crime. Are you sure it's the right ship?
I'm sure.
Then the next step is searching their cargo for any smuggled contraband. And, as luck would have it, I believe the Anansi has already arrived at landing pad B. I'll make the call to have the ship detained until further notice. Your job is to board the ship, locate any illicit goods, and return them here. And if any of the crew puts up a fight, I trust you know what to do. Good luck.
Looking for something?
Yeah, I'm gonna check your,
Well, it looks like you got me, officer. I guess this means my potato shipping days are numbered. But maybe you'd be willing to give a first-time offender a slap on the carpal bone. I don't suppose you're interested in a deal?
even if you escape, you'll be once a criminal. Trust me, you don't want that life.
You do have a point. The penalty for smuggling contraband may be steep in New Atlantis, but it isn't death. And how bad can the prisons be anyway? Compared to Aquila City, probably like staying at a resort. Fine, take it. Do what you have to.
What else do you have? I'll take that.
We'll cooperate, but don't think for a second we'll talk. I'm a smuggler.
How's the investigation going? No major hiccups, I hope? Holding your breath won't work.
I searched the Anansi for contraband.
Good work. Did you find anything?
I got the contraband right here.
Very well done, Captain. Time and time again, you come through for us. Initially, I felt bad for helping someone of your rank doing security, but frankly, you're worse than guilt. In any case, I'll have a team move the ship off the landing pad and do a full sweep. Make sure there's no other surprises on board. Oh, and before I forget, your payment. It's well deserved.
Thank you.